Breaking news. Donald Trump delivers tremendous speech on massive U.S. economy boost since election. Donald Trump addressed reporters in Washington on the U.S. economy, which grew at its fastest quarterly rate since June 2014. Donald Trump's tax reform caused major disruption in global investment flows, with the United States bringing more money home than it sent out in the first quarter for the first time since 2005. Speaking from Washington, the U.S. president announced the tremendous achievements that allowed 6 million people to have a bigger paycheck this year. He said, "I've only been here a little more than a year and a half, and we've become an exporter of natural gas for the first time since 1957. We've gotten rid of tremendous amounts of regulations, which allows us to do things, and we still have tremendous regulations on clean air and clean water and the environment. It's very important to me and very important to everybody. But we had unnecessary regulations that were hurting our economy and our country. We have eliminated a number of job-killing regulations, and with the help of Republicans in Congress without one Democrat vote, the biggest tax cut reform in our history. As a result, more than 6 million people are now enjoying new bonuses, better jobs and far bigger paychecks." He added, "Since I was elected, we've had 400,000 new manufacturing jobs. Remember, that was the obsolete deal." Obsolete. I said, "Why is it obsolete? We have to make things. Manufacturing jobs are among our best jobs, and we're just getting started. We've also liberated millions of Americans from the crushing burden of Obamacare. The cruel individual mandate penalty is gone. That's when you pay a lot of money for the privilege of not having to buy a bad care and pay for it. It's gone. Nobody thought we could get rid of it. That was the most unpopular provision by far. And Obamacare is not on its last leg, fortunately." A study from the Paris-based Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development was the first to reveal data on the impact of Trump's Tax Cuts and Jobs Act on foreign direct investment (FDI) flows on Friday. It found that global foreign direct investment outflows tumbled 44% to $136 billion in the first quarter of this year, from $242 billion in the previous quarter. That was largely due to a switch to negative outward investments from the United States, meaning that American companies brought back more money home than they sent abroad in the quarter. Maria Borga, a statistician at the EGS Investment Division, told Reuters, "The U.S. normally is the largest outward investor in the world. So when it switches to negative, that has a big impact on the global flows." The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act passed in December was touted as a way to create more jobs, drive U.S. economic growth, and level the playing field with companies based outside the United States. It slashed the corporate income tax rate to 21% from 35% and charges multinationals a one-time tax on profits held overseas. Outward investment from the United States fell to minus $145 billion, registering negative for the first time since the fourth quarter of 2005. The change was due to large repatriations of profits by U.S. parent companies from their foreign affiliates. Ms. Borg added, "At this point, it probably is essentially their financial assets, cash holdings that they're bringing in. It's probably not going to have an immediate impact in terms of employment or value added at their foreign operations." However, on Friday, the dollar slipped against a basket of currencies as data showing the U.S. economy rang up its strongest quarter in nearly 4 years failed to erase worries that trade frictions would be a drag in the second half of 2018. The euro stabilized following its biggest one-day loss in a month in reaction to the European Central Bank on Thursday reaffirming its plan to slowly end its accommodative monetary policy. The greenback gave up initial gains after the U.S. government reported gross domestic product grew at a 4.1% annualized pace in the second quarter, matching the median forecast among economists polled by Reuters. Growth accelerated from a revised 2.2% clip in the first 3 months of the year,